fans, and guess what? It is soccer time, or for all those international, it's football time, because we love it. We love our soccer. We love our men's coach, Coach Ben MacArthur, who, guess what, led his team to a national tournament last year with a 1-win over LSU Eunice, which is super exciting because I believe they were ranked, fourth all season?
Yeah, something like that.
With a 2-1 win over them, a Region 9 division title, which we are excited that finally happened. Should have happened years ago, but it finally happened. And we have him in the studio. Welcome, Ben.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to be here with the famous Tom Myler.
You're too kind. I love it. But we got some great stuff. We're going to talk about preseason stuff. We're going to talk about that first game upcoming, first 2 games upcoming this weekend, and just talk about the team in general. So let's get started with, Ben, what have you seen so far with just your team? What are your expectations? Kind of give us a lay down on your first initial thoughts about this season.
Yeah, we had so many sophomores last season that left us, and so we had to replace them. And we were able to, with the success we had last year at the national tournament, right, that elevates, us as a program, on a national level. And so we're able to be really picky about the guys we bring into our program. So we have 20 freshmen, coming in this year. We got the 6 sophomores that were here with us last year. And they've just bought, like I said, last year, they this year as well, they just bought in. They enjoy building relationships with each other and working really hard and understanding how we want to play and in the direction that we want to go in every game and every training session. And they've been fantastic so far. Preseason's been fun.
Well, awesome. And actually, I'm glad you brought this up a little bit about looking at and recruiting and having that national attention now. And for any potential student athletes or future college soccer players, football players, tell us what goes in your mindset with looking at a player. What should they be concerned about? What should they be working on if they want to get on a prestigious
I
team?
think, as we recruit players, we're looking for a quality student. We're looking for a good teammate. We're looking for natural leaders, the guys that have been leadership on their teams. And that doesn't necessarily mean a captain, but maybe they've been a glue guy on their team, and then, in terms of soccer skills, like, for us, they have to be able to handle the speed of play. They have to be able to have a first good touch, to be able to control the ball. We want to play nice soccer, pretty soccer. And so if they can't control the ball, they don't have a good first touch, then they don't have a chance. And so I would just encourage every young kid, get in your backyard and play as much soccer as possible. Kick it off the ball, back to you, trap it, kick it with your friends. Just work on your first touch and ball striking, and that separates players the older they get.
Absolutely. I mean, even from the scrimmages that we've seen, I feel like we've got a pretty, I'd say pretty good team, but
they have potential.
Right. Well, even with Angel and her coach's show, we talked about how they have room for growth and improvement, but they're not at their mountaintop yet, which is perfect. We don't want them to be there yet. And so it sounds the same with you, is that, hey, there's still some raw talent that we need to develop and grow and just improve upon.
Yeah, and we're just trying to figure out, I was telling the guys yesterday after training, I said, we're early in the season. We're still trying to figure out who goes where and for how long, right? Like, is the player getting 5 minutes a game? Is he getting 70 minutes a game? At what position is he getting, those 70 minutes, whatever it is, So we're trying to figure out, the chemistry, on-field chemistry with these 20 new guys, coming in. And so that is the battle, right? And just like we want to make sure we peak at the right time. Right, championships aren't won in August and September, and so we want to make sure that we continue to just improve every day in training, every day, every game that we get an opportunity to play, just constant improvement.
Yeah, I mean, you took us a little bit on a roller coaster last year. You had some great plays, and then it's like, what happened here? And then all of a sudden you're back. But, I mean, you peaked at the most excellent time possible, which we all loved. We definitely enjoyed it. Fortunately, hopefully this year will fix it. The streaming at National was a little tough. But, I mean, we're all here to support you as you go along, and especially with this upcoming weekend games, which we'll get to in a minute. But first, who do you think has impressed you the most so far with your team?
We get gubbins of players, right? We get these players from all over the world, and we take them. And one of the things that we love about preseason is taking these guys from all over the world, all different cultures, all different backgrounds, and putting them into a situation where they're a group and they're becoming friends and they're learning to respect each other's games and all those kind of things. And so, it's fun, right? And so we're still trying to figure out, who goes where, who goes what, who's going to score goals for us, who's going to not score goals for us, all those kind of things. And so as we get these players and we can bring them in from all over the world, it's just a ton of fun. That's part of the fun, is figuring it out.
It's true. And I'm once again glad you brought this up, because you've lost a Yuto. You've lost to Kota. I mean,
Yeah.
Uto, I believe, had your most goals
Yep,
scored
14
last
goals
year.
last year. Yep.
First hat trick of Casper College history, men's
Yep.
soccer. And then also losing all of your sophomore goalkeepers. So Hugo Amo, a great goalkeeper in front of the net.
Yep.
And now you've got all freshmen in there. And so
Yep.
how are you, what are you looking at? How to replace them, or how's
I
that
think
mindset going to go?
And I think that the beauty of junior college athletics is that it's twofold, right? Like we loved the guys last year, and man, it would have been fun to have them for a third year. But ultimately that's not how it works, right? So we move these guys on, and our job is then to replace them with the best student athletes we can find, right? And so we've obviously evaluated talented players that we brought in, these 20 freshmen to join us, and they are very talented. They work very hard, and so I hate using the word replace, because like no one's going to replace Hugo, right? Like Hugo had an awesome personality. He was a hardworking kid, unbelievable, player. Like we don't need a replacement. I need somebody to come in and be the next him, right? Come be great and make your name, right? And so, Uto, All-American for us, Region Player of the Year. Like I don't need another Uto. I need another Court Gonzalez, right? I need Court to be Court, right? And he's a returning player. He's going to do great for us this year, right? And so we need those players to be them, right? Go be you and be special, right? So it's gonna be fun.
Gubbins of talent on the team right now, I believe.
Gubbins of talent.
I mean, it's just it's fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm really excited for the first game that we have. So right now you've got a preseason ranked 10, which makes sense because you finished great last year, and I feel like you're continuing to make those strides forward to having even great teams every year, which we love to see. Utah State Eastern, coming in preseason ranked number 18.
Yep.
Which we want to hype this up because number 10 versus 18, this should be a fantastic game. So if you're free Friday at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock on
please
Friday.
come to Casper College Moraine Field and come check it out. It should be awesome. Let's talk a little bit about the game. What should we expect?
Yeah, I think Utah State Eastern, they're going to be well coached. Ryan Thompson is the head coach there, and he's a former player of mine. And so that adds a wrinkle to the game on Friday, right? And so I coached Ryan Thompson. My first year as a college coach, he was a fifth-year senior. And so we crossed paths for a year there when I started coaching. We've kept in touch over the years, and now he's the head coach at Utah State Eastern. They're going to be organized. They're going to be very well coached. They're going to have some, 8 or 10 very good players. They're going to be dangerous. It's going to be fun.
Well, I mean, we're looking forward to it. So Friday that game. Saturday, it's actually going to be a little bit different. So you've got the College of Southern Idaho, CSI, coming into town, a first-year program.
Yep. So CSI, we all know CSI in the basketball and volleyball world as being very good. And so when they announced a year or a half ago or so that they're adding men's and women's soccer, we knew that they're going to be a good program. Like they're gonna do things the same way they do for their basketball and volleyball teams. And so we know that the potential for CSI is to be very good. And so they're in Region 18, with this Utah State Eastern, Salt Lake region. And so, we're looking forward to hosting CSI and introducing them to junior college soccer.
Absolutely. And what exactly goes on behind the scenes to get a team like CSI scheduled and to come to Casper?
It's emails and phone calls, right? We're just calling coaches and athletic directors and putting the schedule together. Our region schedule gets set by the region directors, and so that gets set. But then our non-region schedule, it's up to the coaches to kind of get that done. So Ammon and I kind of work together a little bit as well, because it is fun to play the same day as the ladies and cheer them on. They like to cheer us on. So Ammon and I have a little bit of crossover, in our non-region schedule as well. Makes it fun.
Absolutely. And so another thing with CSI, so I know being a New Year program, they've got one coach, an assistant coach, and a goalkeeper coach for both teams. Kind of explain that, and from someone that doesn't necessarily have that soccer background, kind of give it in layman terms of that style of player difference between men and women's soccer.
Yeah, I mean, I've never coached women's soccer before, but I know the styles are different, right? And so, it is two completely different games with a female athlete and a male athlete, and so Ammon's done a great job with those ladies. He's got them organized. They play happy, they play hard. He's got some talented ladies, they're fun to watch. On the men's side, the competition, on a daily basis is higher, and so Ammon and I have talked about kind of those differences. So CSI is one coach for two programs, because they're a new program and that's common. So it makes it tough. I don't envy, that coaches like that, because they go from the women's game straight to the men's game, and the transition in their brain has to be very quick, even just the way they interact with their players and things. And so, so CSI, new program, one coach, bringing both the teams down on Saturday to play us. So,
hey, like I said, we are super excited. It is soccer time. We're going to have a great live stream for those that can't make it to the field. But I want to end with this last little question, and I think it's going to be a little fun. I need your way too early predictions of how this season is going to end.
Oh man, listen, I believe that we have some unbelievably talented players, right? Without a doubt in my mind, like I've got players here now that are very, very good players, right? It's going to come down to us being, creating, ultimately a high level of team chemistry, right? If we can build the right team chemistry, and we just put a lot of effort into this during preseason, building relationships during preseason, then the potential is there to be special, right? The goal every year for us is to win a region title and go to the national tournament and then win a national championship. That's the goal. The goal is to win a national championship.
Right.
And so I'm not going to come out and say we're going to win it this year, but that's the goal every year. Every year the goal is to put together a team that can go compete at the national level. And that's what we're trying to do.
If you did, that would be super cool.
I can't. If we win a national championship this year, I'm looking forward to the last coaches show.
So. We'll make sure to do something special for you. Don't worry. We'll give you a Kit Kat bar out of or something. But anyway, thank you, Coach. It was a fabulous time. We look forward to having a lot more coach shows throughout the season, and hopefully have some commentary during your live streams. Make it a little extra nice.
Looking forward to it.
You've got a lot of international kids. We want to make that special for their parents to be able to watch.
That's awesome.
And have a great time viewing that. So
tune in this weekend, 2:00 Friday, 2:00 Saturday. Ladies play at noon and noon.
Awesome.
Should be a fun weekend.
Absolutely. So thank you, Teamer fans. We will see you around.
Thank you.